Hi there, Sherry Schreiber of gettingbetter.com. And I want to talk to you about the phrase I love you today and feelings attached to I love you. And I want to encourage you to use qualifiers when you're starting to date somebody and your feelings are deepening and growing. And you have these warm, fuzzy, wonderful feelings coming up inside of you that are feeling irrepressible. And it's hard not to say I love you because those sensations inside are associated with feelings of loving someone. But the problem here is that the term or the phrase or the words I love you carry with them implied permanence. And when you say I love you, somebody presumes, well, if you're saying you love me now and you're feeling you love me now, you're going to love me forever. Which is not true. So, I love you right now is using a qualifier. Now, a qualifier is used by people who are circumspect, people who are responsible about what they say and what they do. If you're a normal, healthy, whole human, you're going to be practicing introspection and circumspection. And you're going to understand that for every action, there's a reaction, and that whatever you say or do carries with it consequences. You're circumspect. You have the emotional development to be circumspect. This is not, by the way, true of people with personality disorders. People with personality disorder features have these traits that are very childlike. And they're impulsive, and they're lacking in empathy, and they're most certainly lacking in circumspection because they don't attach consequence to their actions. So if, let's say, a borderline or a narcissist comes across to you in the first few months of your life with, I love you, what are you to make of that? This person barely knows you, especially if you're a person in midlife. I mean, if you're a person in midlife years, it takes a good solid 2 to 3 years minimum to really know who you're dealing with. And pretty constant contact. I'm not talking about long distance romances. To really see and know who you're dealing with. So qualifiers are really helpful in this regard. You feel these feelings welling up in you. You interpret them as, I think I'm falling in love with this person. If you try and repress them because the rational side of your brain says, wait a minute, I barely know this person. They barely know me. How can I say I love you? That's implied permanence. What if I feel differently tomorrow? What if they say it and they feel differently tomorrow? Which happens a lot with borderlines. Qualifiers really come in handy. So what you want to do is you want to say, I've only known you a short time, but my feelings for you are deepening. And I hope I'm not out on this limb by myself. I'm hoping that you share these feelings too for me. And it'd be swell if you did. But when you want to use qualifiers, when those feelings well up in you for the other person, you want to say, I'm aware I barely know you. And so far I'm really liking what I see. And I have to tell you that in this very moment in time, I feel very warm, loving feelings for you. Now, what this does is it lets you off the hook in terms of permanency. that other person isn't starting to have fantasies of marching down the aisle and saying, I do, and making a pledge for life to you and having you make one to them. So qualifiers are really useful and helpful. In this moment, I have to tell you, in this moment, I feel so warmly toward you. I feel so much affection and care toward you and some love toward you right now. And if there are enough of those in the relationship on both sides, both of you are learning to use qualifiers, and your feelings continue to grow and deepen without wigging each other out like, where's this going? I just said I love you. What if I don't feel the same way tomorrow? And you're being responsible with that phrase. You can relax and have a good time and really give yourself a chance to grow into loving someone, because it really has to be a growing thing. There's no such thing as falling in love unless you like high intensity, high conflict, scary roller coaster ride relationships. There's no such thing as falling in love. By the way, everybody seems to want to fall in love. Everybody wants that out of control feeling. But if that's so, why the hell do we spend the rest of our time in that relationship trying to rebalance and gain some semblance of control? I mean, it's just stupid. Growing in love is far, far better than falling in love. Okay, God bless. Goodbye for now.